viewers and readers of Better Photography. Thank you for joining this Friday for the question and answer sessions. So let's begin today's episode by taking the first question. The first question of the day is coming from Alok Vaswani. He is from Ahmedabad. He writes, on my last trip to Europe, I have taken a lot of night shots of buildings and monuments lit with different colored lightings. What I remember is not captured in actual images. So what is wrong and what is the solution? Hello Alok. As you have mentioned in your question that the color what you saw in actual real world when you are there at present in person and the colors which has been captured by the camera are different. So let's analyze what are the reasons for that. The first and obvious reason what I could see is the white balance. If you have set the white balance to auto, when you shoot in the similar condition in different lightings like colored lighting like yellow, red, blue, I would suggest you to keep the white balance purposely to daylight. So I want you to override the camera setting from auto white balance to daylight white balance. So what it will give? The camera will not try to correct the colors in your images to the mid-tone. It will stay what the colors will look like in actual daylight. So that is the number one. Number two solution, I would suggest you to shoot the images in RAW format also. If you are shooting in RAW, one thing you should remember always is to get the focus right and the composition correct. So when you open the images, RAW image onto your laptop or the desktop or through any editing software, that will allow you to change the white balance, to add vibrance, to add color tint to the image. Along with that, you can recover a lot of highlights and the details inside the shadow. So I think next time when you land up in similar situation, try these two options. Thank you. The second question of the day is coming from Rashmi Sinha. She is from Patna. She writes, there are certain filter adjustments in the photo editing software which can be used in place of real world filters that is attached over the lens. So is it necessary to buy the filters actually, the glass filter, and can you suggest some basic ones which I can buy? Well, Rashmi, yes, there are three basic filters which I remember or which I will like to suggest you to buy. The first one, I hope you are already having that in your camera bag or on every lens, is the UV or the haze filter. So the function of this filter mainly in India is to protect the front element from the lens from splashes, water splashes or finger smudges or any dust particles entering or gathering into the front element of the lens. The second filter what I will suggest you is to buy a circular polarizer. So what circular polarizer will do for you? The circular polarizer will cut the reflections from your image and add some blue colors in your sky if you are shooting it correctly. Other thing what the circular polarizer will do, if you are shooting trees in your landscape or a lot of greenery, by rotating the circular polarizer, the light which is being reflected, the sunlight or the daylight reflected from the leaves of the trees, you can cut that and you will get clearer and better image. The third filter what I will suggest is the ND, or you can also buy variable ND depending on your needs. The function of the ND filter is to cut the light entering into the camera. So what it will allow? The camera will see that there is a less amount of light entering into it. So it will allow you to use slower shutter speed when you want to show motion in your waterfall images, or if you want to shoot with faster lens, the portraits with the faster lens in broad daylight, so it will cut the light entering and it will allow you to use wider aperture, so you can throw the background out of focus to give natural look to your portraits. The fourth one, if I may suggest you, is the graduated ND if you are shooting a lot of landscapes. That will help you in reducing the exposure difference in the sky and the land. So how the graduated ND filter will look like? The graduated ND filter is either square or circular. The top half of the graduated ND filter is darker with respect to the bottom half of it. So the shades of dark to light will vary from the top to the bottom. So you can balance the exposure of the sky to the land. So this will give you the natural look to your landscapes. The third and the last question of the day is coming from Madhur Mishra. He is from Varanasi. He is asking, is it always necessary to shoot RAW plus JPEG? And what is the difference between the RAW images and the JPEG images? Well, the answer is yes as well as no. You might get confused with this answer, but if there is an important shoot, what you are doing might be covering an event or covering an wedding or a portrait assignment, I would advise you to shoot RAW also. So what RAW will give you? The additional benefit. The RAW image is like a color negative. In good old days, the negative, how you can treat, you are able to get the actual print. So there are a lot of techniques, darkroom techniques which are involved while developing the film. So similar techniques can be applied electronically with the help of the editing software on the RAW image. And other thing you need to remember, the RAW images or the RAW format is not a lossy format. So any number of times you open the RAW image and you close the RAW image, there won't be any loss of data in the RAW image. But in case of JPEG, the JPEG images, we call the JPEG format as a lossy format. So number of times you open and number of times you close the JPEG images, there is certain loss happening in the JPEG data of the images or the JPEG file. Eventually you are losing some information every time you are opening and closing or resaving the JPEG images. Other thing you need to remember is the RAW files are the actual files which are being captured by the image sensor into the camera, either it may be CCD, CMOS or any other form of sensor what you are using, which is used in your camera. The JPEG images which are stored onto the memory card are always being processed inside the camera, and the flavor what you get of the stored images onto the memory, basically the JPEG images onto your card, is solely dependent on the back end process which is happening inside the camera. So if you are processing RAW outside the camera, you can control that process. So these are the main important. The other important difference would be, there will be a big difference in the size of the images. The RAW will be always on the larger or heavier files as compared to the JPEGs. So you need to have bigger memory size of memory cards while you shoot the assignments. Thank you viewers for joining this episode of Question and Answers. See you next Friday.